All right, so I've made it up to the park. You are not going to believe this. There is a huge tree right in the front of the park. It's so massive. Today I'm in Anaheim's historic district. When you think of Anaheim and Orange County, first comes to mind is suburban style homes, modern homes. You know, like the OC, you see that show, the OC, the movie Orange County, things like that, those kind of homes. But in this historic district, these homes are very Victorian, cottage style homes. I'm walking up to Founders Park, and two homes that were relocated to this park are two of Anaheim's oldest homes. Orange County is so beautiful. It's a really nice garden and country looking home. Just spoke to the owner of this house that I'm next to. She said her house is over 100 years old, and she bought it about 30-40 years ago. I think it was built in the 20s, she said. And yeah, it's so cool that she lives right across the street from the park that I'm about to show you, Founders Park. Before I show you guys the park, this caught my attention. Look at this. I don't know if there's there's got to be a house back there, but oh my gosh, I can just picture this being in the woods or something. So fairy tale like. So unique. All right, so I've made it up to the park, and you are not going to believe this. There is a huge tree right in the front of the park. It's so massive. Are you guys ready to see this huge historic tree that is over 150 years old? Would you look at that? This is actually a Moreton Bay Fig Tree, and it was planted around 1876. And this tree is considered Anaheim's first landmark tree. Look how huge this is. I don't know if video does it justice, but let me just... This ground is full of figs. There's also a tube sticking out right in front of the tree. I don't know if it has to do with the irrigation system, but yeah, it's sticking right out, and I almost tripped over it. So yeah, if you guys come visit this, be careful with that. Let's get a close look at the tree. Let's touch it. "150 years plus, you guys. Wow. I don't know, does this video do justice? Does it look as big as it does in real life? So massive. Alright, there's some people standing over there, so this is a good comparison of the size of this tree. This fig tree. There is a rumor that Walt Disney actually got inspiration from this tree to create the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse ride at Disneyland. Oh yeah, look. This does seem to have something to do with irrigation to keep this tree alive. People leave their mark here. It's all carved. A plus K. Everyone leaving their little love carvings right here. Since this is the oldest tree here, I wonder what's the oldest carving on this historical tree. So cool to see this massive tree. I don't think I've ever seen a tree this big, although I am going to Redwood National Park next month, so see what kind of trees they've got there, how big they are compared to this one. Right next to the tree, we've got a little information about the history of Anaheim. A utopian dream. Basically, German immigrants came on over to Anaheim, which was just empty land, and they were convinced that wine was the way to wealth. 1857, this entire area was covered in vineyards, but in the mid-1880s, a vine disease known as Pierce's disease swept through this area, killing the vineyards and ruining those dreams. Thankfully, they were quick to act and they moved on to the next best thing, which was the Valencia orange. Yeah, those oranges were very successful. The name of Anaheim's founding group was the Los Angeles Vineyard Society. And yeah, that disease almost took out their dreams on gaining major wealth. Luckily, those orange crops were disease resistant. Just imagine if they gave up and lost hope because their vineyards were destroyed by that disease. Just imagine the history of Anaheim and how different it could have been here in Orange County. Everyday Anaheim. Founders Park. Some very old photos. Right here, Native American farm workers, 1914. The Baker shoe shine stand, 1911. This guy getting his shoes shined. And Japanese American seamstress at the ironing board, 1910. And then we have a photo of the Anaheim Hotel. Look at those horses. Carol's Pride. Tim Carroll's Nursery Wagons, 1900. And I don't know if that's this tree right here, but that'd be so cool if it was. Check this out right here. Alright, let's head up to these two historical houses. Anaheim's two oldest homes. Just can't get over how massive that tree is. Alright, let's take a look at these two pieces of Orange County history. First, we've got the Mother Colony House. It is the oldest surviving wood-framed building here in Orange County. All right, let's walk up the porch. And right here we have a plaque on the wall. Mother Colony House, first house built in Anaheim, 1857 by George Hanson, the founder of the Mother Colony. Not sure how well you can see that. Looks pretty old, but it's basically about the history, about the grape disease that happened here, and how they started producing Valencia oranges. It says right here, marker placed by the California Centennials Commission in cooperation with, let's say, Grace Parlor, Mother Colony Parlor, dedicated July 16th, 1950. That is why this looks very old. We have another one right here. It says, this house was built in 1857 by Mr. George Hansen, the pro-mother. That's kind of hard to see, actually. The pro-mother of that little colony of Germans who founded what is now the city of Anaheim. That's very hard to read. Mother Colony Chapter, Daughters of the American Revolution, who helped save this house because it was going to be torn down, so that's why they moved it here in the 20s. I love old history, especially like city history that I am around all the time. I don't live far from Anaheim, and I've always wanted to come to this old historic area. Pioneer house of the Mother Colony, 1857. Right beside the Mother Colony house is the Woelke-Stoffel House. Another very old house, except this one is Victorian style. Man, that is really nice. Look at this. This one says the Red Cross Chapter House, presented to Anaheim Chapter by John J. and Lyra May Dwyer, 1953. Let's actually head up to the porch. I'm gonna check that out. The Woelke-Stoffel House, 1894. Let's head on up to this old Victorian house that was saved and placed here in this park, Founders Park. Ooh, it's kind of creepy walking up here, getting that old Victorian vibe, you know, that style with those hats, and a little creepy to me from the 1800s. But all right, here we got John Woelke House, 1896, has been listed in the National Register of Historic Places, July 2013. Oh, we got another one on the side. Anaheim Woelke-Stoffel House. And this was dedicated on December 2008. I don't know, with this house I'm getting like an eerie vibe. Yeah, let's just put the camera up there for a second. I don't know. I can't see anything. I don't know, why am I getting so creeped out walking up to this house? I don't know. Getting those vibes, you know? Just a very old door and a screen. Yeah, I don't know, this one's kind of creepy. Maybe it's just the old style of Victorian that kind of, I don't know. All right, this house is cool. Kind of creepy though, but it's cool. Look at those pumpkins. It's so cool. And yeah, I highly think that that is probably a Victorian style home. A lot of these homes around the surrounding area are pretty Victorian and cottage style. And there are a lot of new modern style houses too. And that's the mother colony house. Look at that. Stoffel House. Looks like some people are in front of the house, maybe the family. And here's the father of Anaheim himself, George Hansen. And no, that's not all. We have this back here. I'm like hearing tapping come from this right here. I mean, it could be because it's old. I don't know if anyone's in here, but I keep hearing a tap come from right here. Kind of creeping me out. This is the back of the house. This is the staff only. All right, over here we have, oh wow, we have a restroom. I wasn't expecting this, but hey, it's a park. So it looks to be closed. Oh wait, what is that? Is that? This is Valencia Orange Show. That's the back of the mother colony house, and we got this windmill right here. It looks like it's been eaten by the sun. It's so hot here in California. It's so weird. It could be raining one day and then the next day it's 100 degrees. I don't know. I don't get it. Yeah, this is Founders Park, everyone. Right here in Anaheim's historic district. All right, I'm going to leave it here in Founders Park. I would like to thank you guys for joining me on this little stroll, walk around, talk about this history of Anaheim and Orange County itself. It's pretty cool that you get to still see its old history in a lot of these streets right here. It's pretty mind-blowing seeing Victorian-style homes in Anaheim that are still up and being lived in. And yeah, being in front of or in back of the two oldest homes in Orange County. It's pretty cool. Not to mention this ginormous tree. It's so huge. I can see why Walt Disney would have gotten inspiration for that ride. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. Take care. God bless. See you guys in the next.